Hey, Clark, could you discuss your playmaking ability and ball skills? We see a lot of interceptions and touchdowns here in your stat profile.
Man, it's a product, honestly, of just a lot of film study and a lot of confidence. I truly believe that I separate myself on that field. Can't wait to step back on it, but it's really just a product of a lot of preparation, a lot of film study, and then just being able to make those plays in that moment and having the confidence to do so.
And the decision to go to Utah after being a top 5 recruit, how'd you arrive at that and how'd that go for you?
Yeah, so it was great, man. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of ups and downs in the recruitment process. A product of a lot of different coaching changes that happened right before the days of my signing day, and I ended up going with Utah, man, because I just felt solid about the staff. I loved Coach Scalley, loved Coach Shaw, Coach Whittingham. Felt solid in their defensive history and what they do for defensive guys on the team and how they get guys to the next level. And I wanted to be the next guy that kind of got out from Utah, and yeah.
Clark, what have they told you? Do you have any indication of whether you'll be inside, outside?
Honestly, not sure. I'm just looking forward to getting out there, man, and working my butt off and helping the team win.
Is there one of the two? Do you feel more comfortable in the slot, or?
I mean, I don't really know. I just love, man, playing defense and getting interceptions. I think that you can get interceptions from the outside and the inside, and that's something that I'm super excited to kind of get to.
Clark, have you paid attention to any of the moves the Falcons have made in their secondary so far this offseason? They've signed a lot of new guys, and it seems like it'll be a lot of new energy in that group. I just want to get your thoughts on playing with some of those guys.
I look forward to it. I mean, I know a couple of the guys, and definitely have seen some of the moves that they made. I think you need those type of moves, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Which of the guys do you know, Clark?
Jeff Okudah.
Okay.
Where do you know him from?
He played at Ohio State. I was recruited by them. I was actually committed to Ohio State for a little while. So he was a guy that I was going to be walking in, and he was actually going to be leaving that year. But he was kind of a big bro, him and Sean Wade.
Did you have any indication of interest from the Falcons?
I mean, I think this process is like long, and you talk to a lot of different teams, so you really don't know who's legitimately interested in everything. But I definitely had a great meeting with them at the combine and talked to the staff and felt like they were great dudes. So I'm glad that they ended up picking me.
Clark, so it says you majored in business administration at Utah. Well, if football wasn't going to be a thing, what were you going to do?
I'm still 21. I don't know exactly what my whole life's gonna look like, but I definitely know that I want to play football as long as I can. And as soon as I'm done, I guess we'll have to figure that out all the way. But I think I want to be somewhere around sports. Don't know if that'd be like commentating or what or something, medical. I know my dad's in the healthcare industry, or he's been in the healthcare industry, and he's worked in different areas and healthcare executive. So I don't know if what that'll bring for me, but I definitely know that I want to be in some area of business, but also tied to football or sports.
Yeah, I guess I was asking that in some ways because obviously in the NIL era, I imagine that probably would offer different levels of approach than it would have maybe 10 years ago. So didn't know if you were using
Most definitely.
Hey,
I definitely met a lot of people.
Just got a tweet from the scouting community, and they said Clark Phillips III got that dog in him. What is that? What are they referencing there?
Man, they just talking about probably my feisty nature, of play. I kind of play with the chip on my shoulder. Always been one to kind of go at it and work the hardest, and I'm just excited to, go and help this new team, man, and help the Falcons out in any way I can.
Was it a geographical decision to go to Utah and come off of the Ohio State commitment because it was close?
No, it was more coaching. Coaches at my other place there at Ohio State at the time, they ended up taking another role, DC and the DB coach. So I ended up having to make that decision 2 weeks before signing day. Good thing is I was already in contact with Utah and Coach Shaw and Coach Whittingham and all those guys. So it was a smooth transition.
Clark, you mentioned having a chip on your shoulder. There's been a lot of talk about your size. What's allowed you to play bigger than that, and why would any concerns be overblown?
Honestly, I don't. It's crazy. I laugh about it with my family because I don't feel undersized or anything. Especially not when I'm on the field. It's just something that everybody's going kind of look at measurables and look at those things and take it with a grain of salt. But it's something that I kind of use to my advantage. I feel like I've been this size since my sophomore year of high school, so I know my body best. I was one of those kids that grew taller than everybody early on, and then they kind of passed me up. So it's like one of those things that you notice, but it's like you always feel big. I feel like the big kid on the block all the time, and I got tremendous strength too. So I think that's one of those things that people might take for granted looking at the height only.
Was that something you had to like work through in high school? Like you said, you were the tall guy and then, not anymore?
I think it's all about perspective. For me, it's like I've always been dominant, and so it's like I never really thought about it in a way of like, dang, this sucks, or dang, why are they taller than me? It's like always been something I've used to my advantage, and I've been able to excel.
Anything else?
Yeah, I guess there were a couple guys like Quandre Diggs, I remember, maybe similar to you, where he came in as a smaller, a shorter, I guess, corner. Played the nickel for a while, then obviously went to safety. Is that something you could see down the road, or do you see yourself just as a corner or a nickel?
Honestly, I would leave that up to the coaches. I think that they have the plan, and I'm gonna trust God's will and God's plan as well. I'm just gonna put my head down and work and come in and be available for the staff and for the team. And I just want to win.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Clark.
Thanks, Clark.
Thanks, Clark.
Appreciate it.